The best way I find to promote a player is by knowing their personal brand very well. So I always try and interact and make sure that they know who I am, I know who they are, and I want to know how they run themselves and how to best promote that. I am the social media coordinator for Allegiance. I make sure to get posts ready to go for social media, whether it be Facebook and Twitter specifically for Allegiance, whether that be tournament matches, whether it be graphics for birthdays, graphics, video clips, videos, YouTube videos to post, miscellaneous other stuff. Always just making sure we have content ready to get out there, and making sure I stay on top of everything else to make sure nothing gets past us. Allegiance was my first real introduction into esports. I had been just in the Halo community scene, and then I was nearly on an org, but then Connor I reached out to, and when I first talked to Connor first, he brought me on as a volunteer. The loyalty that he keeps to all of his staff and players, it drew me in and just kept me there because he's just motivating, he motivates me to continue doing the work that I do and keep pushing myself further and further because I respect him so much. My current day-to-day is making sure, I'm promoting each team, each player as fairly as I can. I try and rotate as possible. I have, documents upon documents of keeping track of what I posted, what's to post next, and got a schedule ready to go for promoting of different teams and players. I mean, I love that I'm able to do the work that I like in the way that I want to do it. I've got a lot more freedom on Allegiance over time. When I first took over the social media spot for Allegiance, Connor was very restrictive and whatnot. He was scared to post whatnot. He just felt like it made more sense to just stay strictly professional. But I slowly leaned him over into how comedy posts can, really gain traction for gaining a following on social media. And slowly over time, he's just let me have the freedom I want on the account. So as long as it's good quality content, he'll never really have an issue with it. So I just love that I'm able to do what I want with it and try and, make it as best as possible as I can.
I really want to do more of these, so we appreciate you guys all being here and supporting us so we can come out more of these events. Big thank you. Yeah. Speedrunning differentiates itself from esports and traditional esports in a few ways. But I'd say the number one is that we're not just based around little tournaments or competition. Our competition's happening 24 hours a day. You got to defend your record all the time. Someone can come break it while you're sleeping. Someone can break your record at any given point in time of the day. So you got to constantly be defending it, constantly be practicing it. It's not just based around a couple events. And that would be the main difference, I would say, is that you constantly have to be on point with your game. The number two difference is that a lot of our big events are actually based around charity. So we're not raising money for ourselves as players, we're raising money for a lot of different charities such as Direct Relief or the Prevent Cancer Foundation or Doctors Without Borders, which is what we're going to do for SGDQ.
Speedrunning as a whole is millions of games. It's whatever game you want. Whereas a tournament can just be Fortnite or COD or whatever. And when you have that set game, then everyone can focus on that one thing. But in the speedrunning community, as even though it's growing and stuff like that, there's so many individual sub communities that if you had just one game and focused on the tournament for that, it just wouldn't be as conducive to have a huge prize and trying to get everyone to do it.
If you compared video games to normal sports, the shooters and the fighting games would be your football, your basketball, all that stuff that people like watching and watch on TV. And then speedrunning's kind of like the track and field, where you don't have to be head-to-head with someone and you're trying to get the fastest time and you work your butt off to try and get that time down by milliseconds. So really, it's kind of more like why aren't people watching track? Well, you got to make track fun. And how do you make track fun? Give it personality.
The record is always being improved. So if I am to get a record, someone else will try to come in and sweep that record. So the game is always constantly changing. So that's why it takes so much time. So if I get a record 3.5 years, I still have to keep playing for like 5 years to maintain that record, because there's quite a bit of competition in that group.
Being a speedrunner with an esports org, definitely, it's different than anything anyone's really ever seen. And it's nice to have the opportunity to have multiple platforms to put your content on, rather than just like the super niche like speedrunning community. So it's interesting to see like all the people that have never seen it before react to some speedrunning videos.
Later this summer. You said it yourself, Paul. Go hard or go home. The Dino Riders are down 2 games to none. Allegiance 1 win away from walking away to the crown.
Make some noise here at E3 as we get into potentially the last game of our grand finals. The winner of this series representing North America at the Arena of Valor World Cup.
Yeah, and you can see because they're winning side lanes, Sleepy and Rocker can aggressively position and push mid-map control and then rotate and get the dragon here, which is a huge, huge win for the side of AOG.
This is exactly what they need to be doing, getting these early game dragons. The follow-up, the stuns are there, the chain CC, annihilation deleted.
That was a crazy combo there. Rest jumps in, gets stunned, and then Sleepy lands the combo from Liliana. The Moonlight and the Shining Light comes in there, stunning both of them and securing the kills. If they keep playing like this and comboing like that, I don't see how Dino Rider is gonna have a comeback here against AOG. Notice that Rocker, like he did in the last game and the first game, played so aggressive. They need to basically bait him and allow him to jump in and then put him in a bad position and then everyone focus him down. Once you delete Rocker, you can win these fights against Allegiance.
That's exactly what they need to do here. But speaking of deletion, goodbye, Medic. You decide to walk into the wrong part of your own jungle because once again, ALG is setting up camp. They're putting up tents. They're going to have a festival there in the enemy jungle. They're just deciding this is their place to exist. Okay, this is the time for Dino Rise right now. They need to go in, they need to steal this Darkslayer, and they need to win this fight, get them some kills. If they don't do this here, this is probably going to be it. MTS with the positioning, nice poke damage coming. The Darkslayer is getting low. They need to commit to this fight right now. If Dino Riders does not step up, this will very likely be the game. The Darkslayer is going the way of Allegiance. Sleepy is stepping up. There's a shock in the back as well. The Sentinel is in the midst of all this, and Hoon is there trying to escape, but no, with this buff, there is not a chance that Dino Riders survives. Allegiance is just ripping them apart.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job focusing down Medic. Alice is not that tanky, so they're able to kill anyone who's out of position, and the focus from this team has been amazing. And look at the split push from the KO there. He's able to distract the blue. Soldiers has to respond to him, but look at the health of the Nexus. They can finish the game when a wave comes close to that Nexus.
All the while, Rocker is just going to be poking away. I don't even think they need to necessarily wait for this wave. Dino Riders is trying to mount the defense. The shock doesn't even get a chance to land. He's just gone. Rocker is hitting like a freight train. He is hitting Mach 2 right now, going in onto the core. And that is going to be it. Allegiance are your North American champions.
Yeah, playing at E3 was pretty fun. Getting to meet everyone that I've been playing against for the Valor series for the past few weeks, as well as getting to play Dino Riders was pretty cool since we're all pretty close to them and friends with them and we scrim them a lot. To be the best feels cool. We put in lots of practice to be able to get here, so hopefully we can do well at Worlds as well. I just want to get better and I'll be able to meet all the teams that I've been studying for the past little while, which would be cool, and be able to ask them questions. Hopefully they'll help me out and become the better support. A better team.
The way I would promote Allegiance to new fans and whatnot would be, it feels like Allegiance is more personable than a lot of other orgs that I've seen and interacted with. We have players and staff members who are willing to, you know, communicate and fix upon stuff and, you know, talk with the average fan. We hop into streams and we'll talk to them. We're all very down to earth, very, you know, ready to just improve ourselves.